Hello, church. Hope all is going well with you today. Today we're studying out of Proverbs 6. And as we see in Proverbs is the principles of life that have natural consequences and spiritual consequences. And these are things that we need to learn. We're very young. And most of us haven't. Most people haven't. But I studied these many years ago and have been able to apply it in my business and dealing with relationships. And I have had these 4 things listed here happen to me, and I'm in some of them right now in life, and they have really given me a direction in how I should respond to people and how I should do things. And it starts out with surety, and that's taking on somebody else, being responsible for somebody else's debt. So if somebody has a debt that if they don't pay or won't pay, then you're liable for it. So don't do that. And I just had that happen less than 2 months ago. And the second one is lazy, and we know that laziness will bring poverty. And so many times I've heard people say, I want my kids to have it easier than I do. What a bad thing. We really want our kids to know how to work, and we have to teach them how to work, and we want them to be responsible, and we want them to be able to provide for their own and be independent. That's what we want for them. And then it talks about the wicked man, the schemer, the scam, and I don't have a place for these people and what they do. And in that particular section, it talks about 7 things that God hates, and it starts out with a proud look. Someone is arrogant. And then it talks about a lying tongue, and it's anything. I have really trouble with a lying tongue. And one way to find out if someone is lying to you, ask them a question that you know the answer to that has a little conviction to it. You'll find out real quick. And then it talks about beware of adultery, but right before it says that, it says knowing these life principles, and here's the benefits. When you roam, they will lead you. When you sleep, they will keep you. And when you awake, they will speak with you. And then it goes into the adultery part. And adultery starts with flattering. And when I hear somebody flattering, I automatically think, oh, they're seeking favoritism with this person. And if it's a man and a woman, it's headed down the road. And when I hear that, I don't say beware, but I hear it with other people. And it leads to emotional or physical immorality. And 32 says, whoever commits adultery with a woman lacks understanding, who does not destroy his own soul. Then over in verse 34, it says, for jealousy is a husband's fury, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will accept no recompense or no compensation for it, nor will he be appeased, though you give him gifts. And God is a jealous God, and it tells us in Exodus 25 why he is. Because he says, do not make idols and worship him. So he's not willing to share his affection, or he wants you to share your affection with anyone else. And that's exactly what happens for flattery. And often we think, well, a marriage can be better after an affair. We've heard that said many times. Well, we cannot sin and make things better. We just cannot do it. If it was bad before, maybe it is better after that. But it is not what it should be. Sin cannot do that. And when people get into that, they want forgiveness, but they don't want any remorse. In other words, they want you to forgive them and think they can, that just wipes their slate clean. Well, there's a lot of hurt and a lot of scars and things go with it, and there's a lot of truth. And it may be, just may be, that you'll never be able to trust them again. And that is really a sad situation. I want you to study these. I want you to understand those. I want you to be able to discern using God's word to thee. And I believe that we should teach our church members these principles of life. May God bless you today. May you enjoy reading his word, and may he give you wisdom. It's in his name that we study his word, and because we love him and care for him.